Good morning, everybody. Well, I've seen earlier this morning that Brett Sutton down in Melbourne got a grilling outside of Parliament. See, this is the thing. People are taking back their freedoms. Now, you might not see it now, but it is coming and things are changing quite quickly. What else do we have? A treasurer or a very high federal MP as called Daniel Andrews out and wants him in the IBAC investigations so they can sit down and have a bit of a chat about his red shirts deal, ballot harvesting, forgery on ballots. It's all coming out, you just need to know where to look. Over in the States, a member of the NIH, National Institute of Health, has come out and said we don't need the vaccine and we don't need the mandates, so forth. So it's interesting. I just saw before a Pfizer CEO has come out and said anyone who spreads anything about the COVID-19 vaccination, giving people misinformation, should be based as criminals. How are we criminals? We just state certain things. So it's all coming out and it is interesting. Big things are going on when you look at both sides of the aisle. I'm still waiting to hear what's going on with the ICAP investigation against Gladys, and that was very interesting to watch because it was brought up about Dominique Perrottet. So it's interesting because she even admitted talking about $20 million deal that went all the way up to $170 million. So it's all coming together, and that was back in 2017. And I've watched both cases of IBAC and ICAT, and when the IBAC case started evolving, it came out that it wasn't just the small time guy in the lower house, it was also at a federal level that was involved in ballot harvesting, this and that, and forging ballots. So if all this comes out, and like I said, it is coming up to Christmas, so it is interesting that all of this is coming out right on time. Quite interesting that it's coming out at such a particular time, isn't it? So if they were forging ballots, this and that, under the Constitution, they're automatically disqualified. What else? Section 109 of the Constitution, insufficient laws need to be revoked. So, and if they all get revoked, I wonder what year they'll go to, because former federal MP over in WA has come out and said that they haven't been going under the seal of the Commonwealth. So if they haven't been going under the seal of the Commonwealth, now apparently they haven't been going under the seal since 1970, maybe a bit before 1970. So I'm just trying to help people to piece together some information that is facts and not lies. It's there, it's stable. This former member has been in touch with the United Kingdom High Court, and I'm not sure the full story of what he's going through. I'm guessing he doesn't talk about certain things due to confidentiality. He doesn't want it all out there. There is fine lines of what you can and cannot say. If you go saying the wrong thing, you never know, he could be arrested. So it's all interesting, and it's all piecing together. A lot of people don't see it, but once you start putting these little breadcrumbs together and start talking with different people about certain issues, you can see the connections. Now, I'm not sure if this news article was photoshopped or whatever, so I don't want to give you disinformation, misinformation, right information, all of that, but back in the 90s, there's a news article, and on the front of the news article, it's a gala, a ball, whatever you want to call it. And I know Melbourne's history. I was born there, and it's very interesting because you got Carl Williams and his partner on the left, and you got Daniel Andrews on the right. So you start thinking to yourself, okay, is this false? Is it right? What do I think about it? Ask yourself that question. Go up on Google. If Google cannot produce the document, go on and DuckDuckGo. Type in Daniel Andrews and Carl Williams and see what pops up. It might be false, it might be true. Draw your own conclusions and do your own research. But that's all coming together with connections. So if we go from that time period, the 90s, about this gala that I'm talking about, then you put the cookies and the crumbs together and you get into what's coming out now in the IBAC case and about forgery and ballot harvesting and all of that, and you start putting pieces together. It's like, well, if this is true, we've got to falsify government, and either we do a royal commission, or with everything that's going on right now, we just get the military in, shut everything down, do one massive audit. It may take a couple of weeks, it might take a month. Let the military sort everything out. Because if there is falsified members, we need to get to the bottom of this, because if they've been introducing laws under a falsified government, you know, it's hard to really digest on a lot of people. Myself, I can digest it pretty quickly because I've been onto this for a year now, so I've got some understanding. I never take what someone says and say that is legitimate. I actually do a bit of research and go through. I sit there, I've read the Rome Statute, I've read 1901, Australia's original constitution, that's called an act that states what Australia should abide by. Now, there is a difference in law. You got your criminal law, you got your civil law, common law, state constitution, federal constitution. Then you've got that original constitution from 1901, when they wrote it and everything else. So that's the main thing. Alright, so if we go back to this original 1901 constitution, you can look it up for yourself and you can go through and read it and put your own little thoughts on it and come up with your own conclusions. I'm not saying you should believe what I say, but just start putting little things together and piecing certain arguments together and going, okay, I'm doing my research now and this is pretty deep and it's pretty significant, and it is a serious matter and a serious topic to talk about, because you just don't know who's actually in power, do you really? So yeah, talk to you soon.